Why do seagulls fly over the ocean? Because if they flew over the bay, we'd call them bagels.
Whoa. Yay! Oh, you can see. Oh my god, wait. You can see the slightest, most beautiful sliver of my pajama pants over here. And the fact that I am wearing a blanket because it is always cold down here in my beautiful basement. Hi everybody. How are we? Oh my god. Our daily haunting. Kimber, congratulations on collecting Car Harley. My beautiful girl. Actually, what is my daily haunting for the day? If you're in the Twitch chat, you can use your what are they called? Your channel points. You can use your channel points and redeem a daily haunting. If you're on YouTube, unfortunately, I've not figured out how to give you one yet. But trust, they're very fun. What's mine? Oh, let's go. I always get Help Girl. I feel like I get Help Girl every time. Like, what about me screams that I need Help Girl? Help Girl again? Now, girl, maybe we all need Help Girl. Maybe the true Help Girl is the friends we made along the way. Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to stream. Second stream with the VTuber. How are we feeling? I'm liking her. Listen. I think she's cute. I think she's fun. My beautiful VTuber girl. Blowing her multiple kisses. We are working today. Oh, my music is too loud for me. Me. We are working today on rhea because C2E2 is like 2 weeks away. Scary. C2E2 is 2 weeks away, and I have not finished a lot of my cosplays yet, so it's time to get down to brass tacks. And by brass tacks, I mean studs. We're going to be adding more studs to rhea today because she is a little bald in some spots, to be quite frank. She's a little bald because I was trying to essentially I have studs on both sides of the jacket right now, like around the collar area here. But you can see that they kind of stop after a certain point because I was worried they would get in the way of my neck. But then actually this entire area doesn't get in the way of my neck and it's completely visible. So when I put it on, it just looks kind of naked. So I figured today we would like mark things out, start stabbing things, start studding things, and then paint another layer on the back of the jacket because as you can see, it is patchy. Tis a little patchy in it. But yeah, that's the plan for today. While Five Nights at Freddy's music plays, oh thank God. We're waiting every night to finally romance invite. I'm just gonna mark these off first. Or I'll start with this side. 5, 6, 7. Yay. Oh wait, you can't even see that on the camera if I do it like that. This is a washable marker specifically because I know if I used a non-washable marker, it would never come off, and I would be so mad. Oh my god. Brain don't work. Then it looks like she's sleeping when you're face down. It's so cute, does she? My little girl, she goes to bed. She's sick of being here already. She's worked 2 shifts and she's like, I'm clocking out. I'm done. Thank you so much for like inviting me to be here and be a part of your stream. I'm actually done. I actually don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go back to like freeloading inside your brain, and that's about it. I would let her. That's my problem. That's my toxic trait. I would let her. I'd be like, yeah, girl, you're so pretty. You can like do whatever you want. My freeloading VTuber. I'm like, girl, can you do like mascot duties? And she's like, no, I really don't want to be quite frank with you. It's not my thing, actually. She's Southern, so she'd be like, it's not my thing, sugar. I'm good. I'm clocking out. And I'd be like, oh, okay, queen. Miss you. She's a hardworking girl. It's hard being so beautiful. It's true. It's so hard when you are this cute all the time. And purple. She's actually not... The surprise Zenirith lore reveal that she's actually not purple, and the entire time she just wakes up every day and like body paints her entire body would be insane. This is my mascot. She's a tiefling. Surprise! She's actually like a normal white woman who just paints herself purple. That'd be crazy. No. I couldn't. Can you imagine? Sorry, that's so... That's so silly to me. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we're gonna start with these studs and see how I feel about those. I have an awl for poking holes and things. And let me tell you, there's nothing kind of more nerve-wracking than just poking giant holes. I'm actually gonna scoot over. Poking giant holes in your own project that you've been working on. Because if I poke it in the wrong spot, I'm like screwed. I'm screwed, and I've just poked a giant hole in all the layers of my jacket fabric. But so far, it has been so good, and then watch me immediately mess up. Especially leather pleather, you can't hide that. Exactly! With other stuff, you can hide it. Like other fabrics, you can hide it in the weave. You can, pull the weave back together. You cannot do that with leather. You're just kind of screwed. Like, oops, my bad. But it's so fun. I love poking holes. It makes me feel like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. The stabber. So crazy thing happened. In the past 72 hours. I had to do the math there for a second in days. Oh my god. In the past 72 hours, my YouTube subscriber count has doubled, which is the scariest thing in the world to witness, let me tell you. Anytime I have a video go viral and like my follower count skyrockets, it's the scariest thing in the world. I thought I was doing like insane. I started this year with like 700 YouTube subscribers, and then I somehow ended up at like 3,000 by, for 72 hours ago. I was like, oh, like 3,500, that's crazy considering I started at less than 1,000. Like, I felt really good about myself. I was like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. Like, everything's going well. YouTube's going pretty good. Like, I can't ask for anything more. Then I had a video go viral, and now I'm at 8,000 subscribers, and I am scared. I'm scared. It's cool, but it's also like scary. Like, where did you people come from? I know where people came from. I have a video that's like going crazy viral right now, which is cool, because it's an informative video about like AI patterns and how they're bad. But I don't know, it flabbergasts me when I make like an educational something or other and people actually like find value in it. I'm like, oh, I did it! I got a good grade in education. I got a good grade in telling people that things are bad. They're gonna give me a gold star. But it's been crazy because my like goal for the end of the year on YouTube was to reach 1,000 subscribers. And I'm at 8 times that. So I don't know what to make my goal now. I feel like if I make a goal, it's just not going to make any sense because it's like, am I going to meet it? Am I not going to meet it? You have good educated thoughts and opinions that should be heard. Kimber, you're buttering me up. Come on now. I don't know. It's been crazy. I'm glad that a lot of people seem to be taking the AI video well. Whenever I've like posted it on any platform, people are like, I had no idea this was a thing, and I'm glad that you told me because I am going to avoid this now. And I'm like, yes, that's what I've been trying to do. So it's very nice that, you know, people have been taking it well and like learning from it. Cause man, I got the most unhinged boomer rant though. I got like a crazy it had to be a boomer based on the way they were typing in my replies. Like yelling about how like I don't even know how to explain it. Like how all technology is bad. Because they were like, this is why I don't buy patterns on the internet. Like I don't buy patterns on the internet because I don't want to get scammed. And I'm like, well, it's really easy to, you know, not get scammed if you know the signs, and that's why I've made this video. But also, don't knock off any independent pattern maker just because they sell patterns online. Like, that's not... It's kind of dismissive of all of us. Because a lot of us are very, like, hardworking people. And we, you know, believe in quality and making good patterns and, like, you know, being a human artist. And, you know, we kind of, like, deserve your support, I guess, is the phrase for it. And she was, like, denying that that was a thing. And I was like, well, it is. This is how I make patterns. And then she went on, like, I was, like, being very nice to this woman. I was not, like, arguing with this woman. I need to stress this. I was like, you know, if you have the chance, you should really give independent pattern makers a try, because a lot of us, you know, we're worth your time. And she responds with a not 1 paragraph response. Not 2. Not 3. Not 4. Not 5. But a 7 paragraph response about how computers are ruining our lives. Oderham, hey, it's going well. How are you? She goes on a 7 paragraph, like, crazy rant about how printers are bad and they're all going to go obsolete. And anybody who uses a printer is, like, getting scammed. And that's why she prefers to, like, buy her patterns pre-made from, like, McCall's and stuff. And I didn't reply because it was a 7 paragraph, like, unhinged rant in my YouTube comments. But I was like... do you know how the people at McCall print those patterns? Do you hear that word? Do you hear that word print? Actually, I want to read out this comment to you people. This comment is crazy to me. I need to find it. But I am going to read it out. I swear to God. Where is it? Comments. I gotta find this. There's so many comments on this video that it's kind of hard. Actually, let me look at only comments that I've replied to. I can do that, right? YouTube, I can do that, right? Me. I'm going to find it. I swear to God, I'm going to find it. Filter response status. I responded. Here it is. This, actually, can I put this up on my screen? I totally can put this up on my screen. Wait. This is a dramatic reading of this woman in my comments. Never said it wasn't deserving of credit. And I can say it's worse for me especially, since I don't have an working printer. I stated my preference of already bought printed patterns. I hate electronic stuff, because I like to hold and feel an product that's not ones and zeros. That's what I would pay to own. And physical copy printed on paper, wide and long enough for the pattern. I grew up around sewing and different handcrafts, but I also grew up around an press room. I have a deep respect for a medium that lasts the ages. I have seen how fragile computers and the information stored on them are. Been around computers and internet since the early 90s. Also, the losing stuff because formats become obsolete. Back in the day, you got to have a physical copy of the application you bought. Now, it's almost all electronic, and so much don't work unless you have the internet. It's an house of cards ready to fall apart in different ways and different reasons. Lots of people have perfectly good machines they can't run because the manufacturer decides they aren't going to support it anymore, and it just becomes a dead thing taking up space, filling you up with disappointment and wasted effort, time, and money. Then there's the subscription you now need to use the thing you purchased. We have printers you can put ink and paper in, but unless you have internet working and a paid subscription, it won't print you anything. But with an already fully printed pattern or book, you have it there in your hands ready to go. Unlike the ebook, movie, and TV show you can buy and put in a digital library and then loose because Google or Amazon lost the contract and had to delete it all. So you technically didn't own your copy, and there's nothing you can do. I feel that electronic is like vapors in the wind. Easy to dissolve like it was never there. Just takes an server to be wiped and down it goes. All the hours and hard work gone. I need to stress, this is because I said independent pattern makers are specialty pattern companies, and a lot of us offer a ton of different things that big box pattern companies can't. I recommend looking into some of us. I promise we're worth it. And she goes on this crazy rant. And I don't know, it just, something about it flabbergasted me so bad. Because it's like, the full-on rant. She kind of popped off with the subscriptions on printers. That's my boomer take that's so stupid. Everything else, she needs a McDonald's Sprite and a nap. No, the fact that there are subscription services for printers is stupid, yes. But it was the fact that that's not what I was talking about. She just went on, like, her own completely different rant about, like, something else. When I was talking about how, you know, it's important to support, like, human artists, she's like, all technology is evil. Girl, you're on YouTube Shorts. Girl, you are on YouTube Shorts. I don't know how to tell you this. That is technology. I don't know how... I dropped a screw. I don't know how to tell you YouTube Shorts is tech. I fear. Also, just the idea of, like, a boomer. She's on YouTube. Exactly. See? The idea of a boomer scrolling past a video where I'm, like, using my VTuber to talk about the rise of AI patterns is so funny to me. It's like showing, a little Victorian... It's like feeding a little Victorian boy a McDonald's Sprite is showing a boomer. Showing a boomer a VTuber is like giving a Victorian child a McDonald's Sprite. It will send them into cardiac arrest. Like, I think if I did this and, like, showed a boomer this and showed that, like, this VTuber responds when I talk, it would be, like, a catastrophic event. Like, category 12. Category 12 boomer moment. Oh, my roommates brought people over. Sorry about the brief noise interruption. That is the fun part about the entrance to the basement being directly next to the front door. Who is throwing things? It's always while I'm streaming. It's always while I'm streaming. That face, what face? Zen's silly faces are so beautiful to me. Finally, the silly faces I make can be represented instead of me having to be like, hey guys. Oh my god, wait, I look like a worm. I look like a worm. The camera makes me so white with the light balance. I look like the Alaskan bullworm from SpongeBob. Bug Peyton. Come on. I poked a hole here. You know that. Oh, there it is. That's why. Is that it? Am I crazy? Hi. Hi. Can we? Thank you. My bug soda. Oh my god. I woke up too late to watch the Nintendo Direct this morning, which may have been a good thing, because to be honest with you guys, sometimes I watch the Nintendo Directs live, and I spend 90% of the Nintendo Direct sitting there being like, okay, another anime game, another anime game, another anime game, yeah. Like, I'm sure they're great games, but sometimes in the Nintendo Direct, they'll show like 2 games, and I genuinely can't tell the difference between them. But I'm so glad that I woke up this morning, and I opened up Twitter, and the first thing I see is the Nintendo tweet about the trailer for the new Tomodachi Life. If you knew me when I was in high school, like when did Tomodachi Life even come out? Was I in middle school, actually? Okay, not the sequel. I want the original one. 2014. I was in middle school. If you knew me in late middle school, early high school, I was addicted to Tomodachi Life. I would make... You know what? I am going to say it, actually. I opened my mouth and I was like, should I tell people this? I should tell people this. I would make the members of One Direction in Tomodachi Life. And because you couldn't be gay in Tomodachi Life, I would make one of them a woman and just make their me look like a man. So that I could make the different members of One Direction get married. I would make their me's get married and I would make them have kids. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was in middle school. We all did beautiful things when we were 13. And mine was making One Direction gay in the silly me game for my Nintendo 3DS. What do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? I can't ignore my past. I can't ignore my past. The 25th. What day is it now? The 27th? The 25th marks 10 days since Zayn of One Direction fame announced that he was leaving the band. And I was in middle school when that happened. I was 14. It was my last year of middle school. I was about to leave. I was about to graduate. And I remember this was in such an age where a lot of middle schoolers didn't have phones, and our school didn't have Wi-Fi. So the only way you could get Wi-Fi was by going off property for lunch and going over to the grocery store. Because the grocery store had free Wi-Fi for some reason, but our school did not. You had to be connected to one of the school computers to get school Wi-Fi. And I remember my mother did not text me. My mother called me. My mother called me on the phone. And she says to me, she goes, Peyton, I want to tell you this before you find it out on, like, the news or something. Zayn left One Direction. And I was like, oh no, like, that's really sad. But ultimately, I had, like, the mental capacity to understand that it was probably, like, for the best for him, like, for his health or something. And I was, like, sad, but I wasn't, like, distraught. I turned around after I got off the phone with my mom. I told one of my friends, and she fell to her knees. She fell to her knees and started like crying. And then I ended up having to be the one to break the news to like all the other like girls and little gay boys in my middle school. That's not like a derogatory term calling them little gay boys. Like they were little and they were gay. They just didn't know they were gay yet. Very famously, there was one guy who kept trying to like go on dates with multiple girls in our class, and it was like really obvious that he was gay. And he knows this now, but back in the day, he was trying so hard to like pretend that he was not. Anyways, anyways, the news started to go around to the other kids in my class because I was the one that had to break the news to people, and then they started breaking it to their friends. There were multiple kids in my class so distraught that they had to go to an empty classroom for the entire afternoon and cry because they could not be in class because they were so distraught about Zayn leaving One Direction. And I remember being in class and thinking, with my genius middle schooler brain, I kept thinking, man, I should have pretended to be more upset about this so that I didn't have to go to class. I was like jealous. I was jealous of like the kids in my class who didn't have to go to class because they were like crying. Because this was the end of the world to them. I know how real it must have been. It was like, it was the tragedy of the century. Because One Direction was coming to the next big city over in like 4 months. And we were all like, oh my god. We're all going to go to our concert and Zayn's not going to be there. We're going to have to see One Direction with four of them. And listen, I ended up going to that concert, one of the best concerts of my life. I will stand by that till the day I die. One Direction was one of the best concerts of my life. And I know you're thinking, oh, is it because like they gave a really good performance? Was like the show really well produced? Like, yeah, they gave like a good performance, but it was entirely because I have never been to a concert with a more insane audience. Everybody who was there was like screaming their ears off. The random strangers standing next to me when the boys walked out and the concert started screamed so loud while I was recording a video on my phone of them walking out that it broke the microphone on my phone. And the video audio just cuts out completely. That's how loud she was screaming. Like my phone microphone could not comprehend the like level of volume she was outputting and just played silence. So the video starts and it like starts with like people screaming and you can hear the music and it starts getting louder and louder and then just silence. Nothing. Because she screamed so loud. And that is what made the concert so awesome, was because I was on my way out of like my One Direction obsession by the time I got to see them in concert. I was about to enter high school. I was thinking I was so grown, so mature. I was really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, a property for grown-ups, unlike One Direction, which was for little girls. But I was like there because I loved their music. And the audience, man, they were crazy. I will never forget. I can't forget. Was I just... Oh no, I'm fine. I thought I just poked a hole in something I wasn't supposed to. My One Direction days, like, live in my heart forever as, like, a crazy experience in my life that I can never, like, unlive. I'm just stuck with them forever. Like, my One Direction experiences haunt me. In, like, the most beautiful way. In the most beautiful way, in the way that every year when Spotify Wrapped comes out, One Direction is always in my top 5 artists. It has been a decade. I am turning 24. And I still listen to One Direction on a regular basis. The fact that I have not put them on my Stream Safe music playlist is actually insane. You know what? No, you know what? Stream playlist is changing, actually. We're listening to One Direction. The You and I Big Pano remix? Not a remix of their sad song, You and I. No. There we go. There we go. This is how I get forced to hear 1D. Yes, it is. Listen, it's quiet enough that you could tune it out, but also, it slaps. What do you want me to say? This song better than words. Every single lyric of this song is the title of a different song. Every time we touch, I'm all shook up. You make me wanna. How deep is your love? God only knows. Baby. Like, those are just the lyrics until you get to the chorus, and the chorus is actually like original song. But I always thought it was hilarious that it was like, I can't sum you up with words, so I'm just using titles of famous songs. Is there That What Makes You Beautiful in here? I've just put on a shuffle of all of One Direction's music. So What Makes You Beautiful absolutely is in the mix. I am such an enigma. Like, all the love in the world to myself. I am such an enigma because my music taste is like horrifying. You ask me like who my favorite music artists like in the world are. I'll say to you like, oh, Green Day is up there. Fall Out Boy is up there. One Direction. Green Day, Fall Out Boy, One Direction. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna open up my Spotify stats. I need to know who my top artists are right now. Because in 2021, it was a lot of Bo Burnham, which somebody should have clued into that and sent me to therapy. I didn't go to therapy until like 2022. Or I was like off therapy until 2022. But in 2021, listening to all that Bo Burnham, brother, somebody should have realized there was something wrong with me. And been like, you have to go to therapy. Top artists last 12 months. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Last 12 months, I'd like to read this out to you. Number 1, Fall Out Boy. Number 2, Bo Burnham. Number 3, Green Day. Number 4, One Direction. Like, that tells you everything you need to know about me. Fall Out Boy, Bo Burnham, Green Day, One Direction. Scene Queen, if you've never listened to Scene Queen, she makes, like, screamo metal music. That she calls, like, bimbo core. So it's all about, like, pink and sparkles and, like, castrating men. Which is a very strange but wonderful combination. Joe's on here, DJO, that is, Joe Keery. He famously played, Steve Harrington in Stranger Things. He makes music, and his music, let me tell you, crazy. He makes crazy good music. We're gonna go see him in concert next month, and I'm so excited. Oh, yeah, Chapel Roan's on there, obviously. I love Chapel. I love Chapel. I will listen to Chapel till the cows come home. Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga. Weezer is on here simply because I make a lot of, like, character playlists. Like, for fictional characters I like and for, like, original characters that I make. And for some reason, all of them listen to Weezer. Me when mine is like Gorillaz, Baby Metal, FNAF, and Metal Baby Song, System of a Down, and Ash Nico. See, it's beautiful. Because I listen to a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's songs, too. Not enough that they... Actually, you know what? I have to open up my stats again. I need to see what my top songs are. Stats for Spotify. I don't listen to enough FNAF music that, like, shows up in my top tracks. But it really should. Okay, yeah, my top songs is, like, Lady Gaga, Chapel Roan, Joe, Sabrina Carpenter, Le Seraphim, Fall Out Boy, Chapel Roan again, Lady Gaga again, Baby No Money's in there a little bit, Cat's Eye. Yeah. Yeah. Mine is always not that I listen to a lot of them, it's that I listen to one for 200 hours. That's real. That's real. That's me with, like, Perfect Celebrity by Lady Gaga right now. I'm not tuning into any other songs. I am locked. And I'm telling you, locked into listening to Perfect Celebrity by Lady Gaga. Because I've started relating it to my OCs. And it's also just a really good song. And so now it's on my regular playlist. And it's on one of my OCs playlists. Brother. Perfect Celebrity has gone quadruple platinum in my house, in my headphones. But I literally have a playlist on my Spotify that's called something like Five Nights at Freddy's fan songs for when you're in your 20s and have no control over your life, that I think I made in 2022. And I will put it on like road trips. And I will just like subject Peter to listening to Five Nights at Freddy's music with me. And he loves it because you know what? We're two grown adult Five Nights at Freddy's fans. There's no shame in that. If anybody shames you for liking Five Nights at Freddy's, hit them with your Fredbear. Sorry, I just nodded my head very ferociously, and every time I nod my head, her boob physics go off. Zenirith, down here. No, wait. There she is, my little freak. Wait. God, I'm so stupid. Oh, Lord. Please. Please. Oh my god, I'm trying to grab these and I'm struggling so bad. There we go. I'm going to bring these a little bit closer. There we go. Oh, I would carry you over fire and water for your love. My favorite thing is if I make a playlist for any sort of like fictional ship of mine, it needs one One Direction song in it, no exceptions. The people, me, I am the people, require one Direction song per playlist, especially if it's a ship playlist. And because One Direction made so many songs about like romance and love, not the acoustic version of One Thing. I can't do this. Not this. No. No. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go, I say. Why won't this one stick through the hole? Hello? I poked a hole. I can see that I poked a hole. Can you? There we go. Oh, God. There we go. But yeah, the humor of listening to One Direction while working on a Rhea Ripley cosplay is not lost on me. Especially because I was so against being a One Direction fan for so many years. I got into them like 3 years after they became a band. Because for the first 3 years, I just like hated them. I was like vehemently against them. Because I had like a whole like not like other girls complex in like middle school. And I still had it up until high school. That was my whole, I got into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and then was like, I'm so much cooler than all the other girls who like weed and drinking and boys. I don't like boys. I like my gay Marvel Cinematic Universe ships. Like that made me cool. I was like, that's what makes me cool and better than everybody. I like the gay Marvel ships. Oh, my Twitch ad warriors, be brave. I will see you in 90 seconds. I'm so sorry. Miss you forever. Mwah. Yeah, I don't. What was I saying? Yeah, I had such a not like other girls complex. And then, I quite literally, like, oh my god, I lost my words. I quite literally, got, like, peer pressured into liking them because everybody in my class liked them, and I just started at middle school. And so I didn't know anybody. And I wanted to fit in with everybody so bad that I was like, okay, I'll fake it. That was my thought. I was like, I will listen to a couple of One Direction songs. I will pick a guy and I will tell people that he's my favorite. And I tried to find whichever one I thought was the most different. I watched their music video for their song Kiss You, for One Direction's song Kiss You, and I was like, I'm gonna find the boy that's the most different, and I'm gonna pick him, and he's gonna be my favorite. And so when any of the other girls in class ask me, like, oh, what boy do you like the most? I could be like, oh, easy, Niall. And so I picked Niall because he was Irish. And I was like, wow, he's so unique. He's Irish when the rest of the boys are British. That'll surely fix it. I didn't know anything about him. I knew he was Irish. I knew he was blonde. That was good enough for me. But I sort of like, hilariously, One Direction has a song of this exact title. It is called Stockholm Syndrome. I Stockholm Syndromed myself into liking One Direction through forcing myself to listen to their music and talk to my classmates about them. I ended up getting really into it. And I was into it to the point where I was like, I ran. Actually, you know what? I can be honest about this. You know what? My Instagram account, Cos Peyton, my cosplay Instagram account, my first 1,000 followers on Cos Peyton were not from making cosplay content. Before it was Cos Peyton, and I just remembered this. I literally just forgot about this entirely until I started talking about this. Before my cosplay account was my cosplay account, and it's now my business account. It was a One Direction fan account, and I made fan edits. I made like collage fan edits of the boys of One Direction. The good old days of having fan Instagram accounts. It's a lost art. It's a dying art. It's a dying art. Anybody who makes like fan accounts these days is like, I don't know, on TikTok. But they're not making photo edits anymore. They're all making video edits. Where are like my collages where you got your photos from Pinterest and Tumblr and We Heart It? If anybody remembers We Heart It? I had a fan account of Fiona and Marshall Lee, and then one of Male, Elsa, and Jack Frost. Oh, you wanted to be like Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragon Guardians, but you wanted it to be gay. You were like, no, I need the boys kissing. That's beautiful. I love that. No, I had a One Direction fan account that I would make photo edits of, and I would write, I didn't write a lot of fan fiction. That was something I never did in like my fandom life. But I remember I wrote one fan fiction because the One Direction ship I was into was niche enough that there weren't really any fan fictions for it. And I was like, I can fix this. The phrase having a niche One Direction ship that I was a fan of is crazy. Like, shipping real people is already crazy enough. But mine was a niche polycule. I was shipping the One Direction polycules. I was making the type of moves. Everybody else was playing checkers. I was playing chess. Truly. Oh my god, where's this hole? Am I crazy? Oh, it's like a tiny hole, that's why. Good lord. Struggling back here. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, and it immediately fell out. Okay, whatever. I think I just have to start screwing things on, actually, because the screws are starting to fall out. I am not listening to Truly Madly Deeply. You cannot make me listen to the, like, sappy love songs from One Direction's second album. There we go. You can make me listen to them, actually. I'm not forcing the people of Stream to listen to the most corporate pop music in the world. I'll go to when... Unless it's, like, corporate pop music in a funny way, but the love songs, they make me... They drive me crazy. My god. But yeah, I was writing like niche One Direction polycule fanfiction. I think I wrote 2 of them. And then I never deleted my Wattpad account, which is good because I think they're unlisted, but they're still there. They're still on my Wattpad account. And if Wattpad ever goes down, that's the burning of the Library of Alexandria for weird preteens of all generations. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, Wattpad's like still active. And like people still like actively write on Wattpad. Which is crazy. I'm like, oh my god, you're still there? Because like a year and a half ago when I was at Fan Expo Canada, Wattpad had a booth. And I remember I was flabbergasted by that. I was like, oh my god, the Wattpad? It was awesome. Like, what can I say? Dude, what can I say? The One Direction era was unforgettable in a way that we're never going to get back. Mr. Wattpad, huge fan. No, literally, I remember them, like, their booth was like a photo booth. And I remember, like, while you were waiting in line, they're like, have you heard of Wattpad? Like, have you ever heard of us? Like, ready to give me their sales pitch. And I was like, you don't need to tell me. You do not need to tell me. I was there when the ancient texts were written. I'm a veteran of Wattpad. I was in the trenches. I was reading the Wattpad One Direction fan fiction after. First of all, not something I should have been reading at that age. Second of all, cannot believe they turned that into not only a movie, but a franchise of movies. Like, I was there in the trenches before it got published as a book, and she had to change all the names from the members of One Direction to, like, not quite One Direction names. Like, what is that? Oh, that's more of these. Like, Liam became Landon. That kind of stuff. How many of these do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. We can do more of these. I realized there were a bunch of dots over here that I placed the other day. Love to One Direction. I think I've run out of my One Direction Steam. Back to Stream Safe Music. Bitch, I'm him. Baby No Money. What are you doing? Baby No Money, huge fan. That's me. That's right. I love how heavy this jacket starts to get the more studs I put on it. It is endlessly funny to me. Like, I am creating a weapon. This has to go in my suitcase on the way to C2E2 because they will not let me take this on the plane. They're gonna be like, no, you could turn around too fast and smack somebody with these spikes and, you know, cause a commotion. TBOY $BBNO. No, I remember after One Direction, I got into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically the Captain America movies. A lot of the other ones I didn't care about, to be frank. But specifically because one of my One Direction friends was like, have you ever seen the Captain America movies? And I was like, no, that's boring shit. I'm really into DC comics. Like, I love Harley Quinn, I love Batman. I think, like, that whole thing is interesting. But Marvel, I thought that was boring. And she was like, no, you have to watch the Captain America movies. There's gay people in there. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, Captain America's gay. He has a gay boyfriend. And that's what got me. Was her telling me there was gay people in the Captain America movies. Was there gay people in the Captain America movies? Debatable. Depends on how you watch the Captain America movies. If you go into the Marvel Cinematic Captain America movies with love and joy and peace in your heart, you will see that there are gay people in those movies. Their names are Steve and Bucky. If you go into the Captain America movies with hatred in your heart, you're not gonna see the beautiful love story that's unfolding before you of Steve and Bucky. Sorry. That's just how it works. You have to go into the you have to go into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with love in your heart and the true narrative of cryogenically frozen, deeply traumatized old men who find each other in every lifetime, who are older than they should be, yet younger than they, should be. You'll you'll discover something beautiful. But hate in your heart, you'll never see it. And you'll be like, they're just really good friends. They're just really good buddies. No. No. I know the truth. I know the truth. I know what the Russo brothers were too scared to show me. And people can deny all they want. They can be like, that's not true. That's never what was going to happen. I see things that nobody else is, everybody's too much of a coward to see. And, like, that lasted me throughout all of high school. Like, all of high school, I was into two things. I was into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically the Captain America movies. And I was into the hit 2019 film and novel, The Martian, starring Matt Damon. Which is the funniest thing for a person to be into. The funniest thing for a person to be into. Because what? What? Why are you into The Martian of all things? Actually, I'm going to... Oh, Lord. Now there's more of me in frame. Ew. Hi. Now you can see that I'm wearing, like, my dingy Harvard sweater. My dingy Harvard sweater that I remember my mom was going to... She was going to, like, a trip, and they were... She was going on a trip, and they were going to, like, visit Harvard and, like, go see it. And I remember saying to her, I'm like 13. This hoodie is older than God. And I say to her, I'm like, can you bring me back a Harvard sweater? And she's like, yeah, sure. And she comes back and she goes, yeah, I didn't buy this from Harvard, by the way. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, I found some guy on the street. And I just, like, I gave him, like, $20 and he gave me this. I didn't actually buy it from Harvard. So I have, like, a bootleg Harvard hoodie on. It could say, like, Harvard, and I wouldn't know. She just bought it from some man. Which is the funniest thing. Jaw drop. My mom, the things she will do on a vacation is crazy to me. My mom, she took me and my best friend at the time, on a trip to New York City for my 16th birthday. It was a really fun trip. We had, like, a great time. We should have gone to a Broadway show. We did not. Don't talk to me about it. But I remember very vividly, we were in, like, Chinatown, and she was like, do you want to see something cool? And she flagged down one of those people on the street who tries to sell, like, bootleg designer bags. And the way they have to do it is they have to be, like, really sly and shady about it, because what they're doing is illegal. And she like, flagged one of them down and, like, went through the whole process, and the whole process is, like, they pull you to the side and they, like, show you a catalog, and then you pick what you want from the catalog, and then they call somebody on a phone, and that person on the phone, pulls into an alleyway with a truck, and then you follow the person into that alleyway, and then in the back of the alleyway, they take the bag out of the truck and hand it to you in, like, a black plastic bag. And my mom, like, went through part of the process, like, not up to the point where we were, like, following this woman to, like, a sketchy truck, but she, like, went through the process fully not intending to buy anything, but just to show us, like, how it went. Which was so funny to me. She was just like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna give you guys an experience. I'm gonna show you a life experience right now. Meanwhile, my stepdad, who was also on the trip with us, I guess he had, like, no city smarts or something. I don't know. Love him as I do. Anytime... Oh, why did my VTuber start lagging? Hello? Oh, let me reboot her. Oh my god. Baby girl. Baby girl. There she is. Anytime he... Like, if you're ever in New York City, there's, like, people... She got a little sleepy. Listen. Oh. And now she's stopped. The thing I use to track my face is free because I don't want to pay $10 for it. So sometimes it'll just randomly show me ads, which is beautiful to me. Hi, come back. Thank you. My stepdad, meanwhile, my mom's like street smart and trying to show us all these like, you know, New York City scams. My stepdad, meanwhile, people will like come up to him in New York City and try and like hand him baseball caps or like give him a CD, and he's like stopping to talk to them. Meanwhile, my mom's like, "Come on, we gotta go. Stop talking to him. No, do not hand him. Do not hand him money. Stop. We have to go." And he's like, "Well, he seems like a nice guy." I have such like vivid memories of like my mother and my stepdad, like my mom constantly having to be like, "Stop talking to strangers." I thought I would have to teach the 16-year-olds this, not you. You're in your 40s. It was awesome. It was awesome. I love going to the city with people who aren't city smart because it's like they're so nice. They will talk to any stranger. Meanwhile, if you go to a big city like New York City, the number one thing is don't talk to strangers. They do not they do not have your heart in their minds. They do not have your like best interests in mind. They just they want your money and that's it. Um oh my god. Hello? I'm trying to tighten all of these right now with my beautiful tiny the world's smallest screwdriver because these are the world's smallest screws. I'm like, I will fix you. Like, so many of these just need to be cranked together. What is her? This hurts. I've been poking all these holes and like twisting all these things onto the screws, but using the tiny screwdriver is actually what hurts. My phone just popped up with a severe weather alert. Hello? Severe? Severe how? The beautiful thing about March here, be safe. The weather's been fine all day. Half the time we get a severe weather alert and like nothing happens. And then sometimes we like won't get a weather alert at all, and then we'll have wind so bad that it knocks a section of our fence over. Specifically, literally last week, I'm sitting in the basement. I'm sitting right here. I'm playing Marvel Rivals with my friends. And my beautiful partner Peter, he walks downstairs. He goes, "Hey, can I talk to you when you're done this round for a second?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm in trouble. Like I forgot to like clean the dishes or something and he's going to get mad at me." And he doesn't want to do it in front of my friends because he's nice to me. And so after the game, I'm like, "Okay, everybody, don't queue into a new game yet. I'll be back in probably like 2 minutes. I'm ready to like go get yelled at." And I walk upstairs and Peter's like, can you look at the window?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And I look out the window, and sure enough, an entire section of our fence has snapped in half and fallen on the ground. Just like casually. And I was like, "Oh, oh." But the beautiful thing is we rent where we live, because obviously I'm so young. I'm so young. I'm not owning property. Um, and so I just texted like my landlord a photo and I was like, "Hey man, something happened." And I think if I am remembering correctly, he literally responded with, "Ooh, yikes, that's rough." He's like, "Ooh, yikes, that's rough." Um, which was the funniest thing to hear from your landlord is him going, "Ooh, ooh, 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 um, um, squeeze me." But yeah, like we didn't even have a weather alert and then our fence just like snapped. So, severe weather alert could mean something. It could also mean nothing. I never know. Um, Also, in silly news, I'm in the script reading group where we like read scripts from movies. Over Zoom. And we do like all the casting on Facebook and stuff, and it's like first come, first serve. Like 6 months ago, they announced they were doing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And I remember I commented on the post and I was like, I need to be a part of this. And specifically, I commented on the post when the casting went up. I was the first person to comment. I like set an alarm because I was like, I need to be part of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And I commented, I don't care who. I just need to be in this. And the guy who's in charge of all the casting, bless his heart, knows how much of a Five Nights at Freddy's fan I am. And he was like, I got you. And he put me down as Mike. So this Saturday night, I am playing Mike in a script reading of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And I'm debating doing full cosplay. I'm not quite sure. But I think it would be really funny to show up in like full Mike cosplay, especially because we have like the pieces of a Mike Schmidt cosplay. And just like do cosplay, be silly. Do cosplay, be silly. I'm just like not sure about the facial hair because half the time it's like hit and miss when I do facial hair with cosplay, whether I like it or not. Sometimes I'll wear facial hair and I'll be hit with like the most intense wave of like gender dysphoria, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is the worst. But we'll see. Worst case scenario, I try the facial hair, I hate it, I wipe it off. Oh no. But it's so funny. This is my second read through in a row where I have a lead role. Because when they did Scott Pilgrim, I commented, I don't care who, I just need to be in this. And he casted me as Scott. So I guess he thinks I'm good enough to lead movies. Oh lord, everything is clinky. Alright. We have to lock in now. We have to lock in. I guess he thinks I'm good enough. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm good enough. But if he thinks I am, I'll trust him. Alright, we are so back. Time to lock in. And by lock in, I mean we're like having fun and being silly. By lock in, I mean I'm having fun. I think if I could know the rhythm of this, I got in such like a beautiful rhythm of it when I was doing this like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Whenever it was I was last working on this jacket. I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago, yeah, because last week I had my crazy Odessa sponsored video. And the jacket was already partially painted when I did that. So yeah, that would have been 2 weeks ago. Whoa. I love crafting streams. I want to do crafting streams forever. I wish I could sew on stream, but the problem is sewing machines are so loud that I can't do that. One of these days, I want to do one of those like mic off co-working streams. Where I set to get a certain amount of work done and people can join me in co-work and we like play chillax music while we work together. But I very specifically want to like oh my god, what's the word for it? I want to put up a stream of my 3D printer. And like let people watch my 3D printer on stream as they work, since I'm not necessarily going to be the most talkative if it's like a proper co-working stream. Because sometimes I need to like body double with other people to get work done. Sometimes I can't just like sit there and get work done. Sometimes I need to like be on a call with a person or be in the same room as somebody. But then there are other times where I cannot stand to be in like the same room as somebody when I work and I need to be like completely alone. Me right now just finishing a comm. I'm your co-working buddy. What are you drawing, Kimber? Do I get to know? Is it a secret? I'm always so curious. I'm like, ooh, what you working on? Come on. There we go. Showing my friend's OC for the black and white tabletop. Ooh, fun. You guys are always doing the most fun tabletops. Oh my god. Speaking of tabletops, They just announced a new Critical Role book coming out in the summer. That the entire part of it is it's meant to be like an art book with new original designs for all of like for a lot of the Critical Role characters and weapons. That's specifically meant to like have them from multiple angles, and they've started dropping some of the art. And it's so crazy. Actually, let me pull this up. Critical Role. If I search a book, will it show up? Because it's new news. Yeah, the Armory of Heroes. That's what it's called. But let me like front view, back view, side view of a bunch of gorgeous and detailed brand new designs. Specifically, this Mollymock design is driving me like up the nearest wall and out the window. Like, Mollymock has always been like a crazy detailed design for Critical Role, but every single design of Mollymock and every single time there's been Mollymock art is different for some reason, especially with what's on his coat. But this is like, we get like a full view of the front, a full view of the side, a full view of the back, and like, look at this detail. Look at this like gorgeous embroidery detail. I cannot wait to see cosplayers take this on. It is going to be crazy. And I can't wait. As somebody who's cosplayed Mollymock before, it is... brother. It is such a scary cosplay, let me tell you. It's actually the scariest thing in the world to cosplay Mollymock. Because it's not for the weak of heart. If you're cosplaying Mollymock, you have to be pure of art, I say. Monica says, hello on YouTube. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by stream. Yeah, I cosplayed Mollymock, and I worked on his embroidery for like a year. It took me like a year to do all the embroidery on his coat. And it nearly killed me, I think. In like a loving way. I had a lot of fun working on that project, but also, if I ever do that much embroidery for a costume again... brother. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. There we go. Yeah, like I love doing embroidery and like beading and stuff on costumes, but it takes forever to a point where I'm like, I can only do this so often. Like I did Leslie from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and it took me forever. I'm doing great. I love your content. I'm also a big Rhea fan. Thank you so much, my fellow Rhea fans. I'm very, very excited to get this cosplay done because this cosplay is like, it's such a love letter to like Rhea as a wrestler herself, but also like everybody who makes her gear, because it's like, it's my interpretation of what she wore at last year's SummerSlam. And I very specifically like made a couple of changes to turn it like into my own design inspired by what she wore, but it's not exactly a one-to-one recreation. Mostly for my own comfort levels, but also just because of like, I made this out of partially thrifted materials. Like this jacket I didn't sew myself. I cut the armholes off of like a leather jacket that I already had and stuff, and like all the purple fabric that's on the costume itself is a leather Joker jacket that I found at the thrift store. But like, it's mostly for comfort, but it's like a very much a love letter to Rhea, because she's what got me into wrestling. And now I'm like such a horrifically big wrestling fan that I'm like, I gotta pay my flowers where I get them. Miss Ripley. Miss Ripley, the woman that you are. I just hate that it takes so many coats of white to get like a proper coverage. It looks so much better on camera than it does in person. In person, it's like, even with the second coat, it's still patchy. I'm probably gonna need to do a third. I'll get there. It's fine. I'll live. I'll live. I do it for the love of the craft. I do it for the love of the craft, I say, knowing that I have to do more painting on the front of the jacket. If I can't get all of it done for C2E2, big whoop. But also C2E2 is 2 weeks away, so I've got plenty of time. I've got plenty of time. If I have to make the next couple streams, painting streams, I will. I find painting, especially painting this, so much easier to do on stream than off stream. Because I guess off stream I could like put on a video and tune out and it would be good, but I kind of love like sitting here and yapping while I craft. Oh, I just messed up that point a little bit. Oopsies. Oopsies. There we go. I also could have used like iron-on heat transfer vinyl for this, but I really wanted to do it by hand because I like the texture of like a hand-painted jacket a lot better. And I want this to be a jacket that I can wear for like multiple wears of this cosplay, because I wore the Rhea cosplay at Elimination Chamber when I went to go see it at the beginning of March, which is like the WWE, it was the last WWE like pay-per-view big event, like in a stadium. For the people that don't know wrestling out there. And like it was so comfortable. I was wearing it for like 12-hour days and it was so comfy. Originally Becky got me hooked, and as her book came out, it was my sign to start training, and now I'm a gear maker too. Indies only. Oh my god. That's amazing. I love that. I always find wrestling gear so fun. Like, I love when gear makers get creative with the designs. I love when wrestlers, like, come to gear makers with fun designs, and they're like, can you make this? It's one of my favorite parts of wrestling, honestly, is the gears. Especially, like, with high-level wrestling. Like, the gears that they will get made specifically for, like, premium live events and stuff. Where they get fancy with it. It's awesome. I love, like, seeing what new outfits they pull out. And, like, what fun themes they go with. Especially people like Bianca Belair, who like makes all of her own gear. I think she's so cool for that. Maybe that's the sewist in me. Maybe that's the cosplayer in me who just loves this stuff. Maybe. I'm really hoping a third coat's going to be all I need for this, because if I have to do a fourth coat on this, I'm going to crash, and I cannot stress this enough. Out. My next cosplay that I'm planning on working on also involves a bunch of painted leather. And I'm like, is that the theme of my costumes this year? Is like leather and vinyl? Because Anne Boleyn was like holographic vinyl out the wazoo. Rhea is a lot of leather and vinyl. And then I've already revealed it, so I don't know why I'm being shy. Chapel's SNL The Giver outfit is also all leather. And I'm like, oh my god, that is the theme of the year, apparently. But to be fair, I like working with leather. Like faux leather and vinyl and stuff. I've never worked with real leather, though I'd like to. I just think it's fun. I was kind of scared of it. And then in the past year, working with it more, I'm like, oh, this is fun. Never mind. I love Bianca's behind the scenes clips. Oh my god, right? Whenever she posts a new one, I am like locked in and watching. Ugh. I love that my VTuber falls asleep when I bend over too much. She's like, I am done, actually. I'm going to bed. Good night. She's like, I'm good. Thank you, though. What was that? I just heard a weird noise. I just heard a weird noise. Maybe it was me. I'm listening to music right now for the people who are watching on YouTube and not watching me on Twitch. You cannot hear the music because I had to set it up that way because my first stream on YouTube, this is only my third stream on YouTube. My first, I didn't have it set up that way because the way I have it set up on Twitch is it broadcasts the music live, and then when like my my video on demand, my VOD gets posted, it like takes the music out. It like posts a version of it without the music, but YouTube doesn't do that. And I got hit with not one, not two, but 36 copyright strikes for listening to music on stream. And I was like, oh. Luckily, I don't get monetized, so YouTube did not. 36. Yeah, it was like almost every single song I listened to on stream, with the exception of one guy, and that was Baby No Money, because his songs are copyright free. Like, for like streamers and stuff, you're allowed to listen to them. Baby No Money, the GOAT. But luckily, because I'm not monetized on YouTube, I did not get punished for anything. But it was crazy to see and like log onto my YouTube after stream and being like, that was such a good stream. I'm so happy it went well. 36 copyright notifications. 36 of them. It blocked my video in Belarus and Russia, but other than that, there are no strikes against my channel or anything, which I count my blessings for, let me tell you. Should you need a knee pad kickback pattern? I can send it to you. That is so funny because somebody asked me the other day if I ever would make wrestling patterns, and they specifically asked for knee pads and kick pads. And so funnily enough, I've been thinking about making my own patterns, depending on demand from wrestling fans. Because wrestling fans have been so nice to me since I posted my video about how cosplay and wrestling are the same thing. Because I think a lot of people didn't realize that I'm also a wrestling fan, and they're like, oh my god, Peyton? What? And I'm like, yeah, guys, I've been here. I've been here. I've been living the wrestling life. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all. I specifically scheduled. My schedule is different now and I go earlier, but I specifically scheduled my Monday streams when I went back to streaming in the fall. Around when Monday Night Raw is on. I would always finish streams at 7:30 because Monday Night Raw is on at 8. And I would always sit there and eat my dinner and watch Raw. And it was awesome. It'd be perfect. Like, I'd finish up streaming, and that was the sign that my work is done for the day. And then it was time to watch Raw. It was beautiful. I just realized I've made it all the way to the Y, but I completely forgot the L and the E. I'll go back to those now. Oh, thank God. Chapel Run the Giver. Save me, Chapel. Baby. Yeah, Chapel Run's the Giver outfit that she wore when she premiered this song for the first time and she performed it for the first time on SNL is like this leather I guess like crop toppy bralette type of thing and booty shorts. And they're pink leather with white gingham on them. And they are like the world to me. I think they're so awesome. And then she's got like these fringy wrist gauntlets and little cowboy boots on. And I was like, ever since I've seen that, I've needed to be her. I specifically was like, I need to own this outfit. And then most recently, the designers and like the teams who worked on that outfit posted that they made it in 24 hours. They made that entire outfit for her in 24 hours. And I was like, I could do that. I could so do that. And so I'm going to, and it's going to be my summer cosplay. I would DM you the pattern on Instagram if this is okay with you. Absolutely. Absolutely. My Instagram is the same as my username everywhere else. It's just cospayton, COSPAYTON. You can also send it to my email, which is the same thing, but at gmail.com. I'm cospayton anywhere you can find me, except for the one channel here on YouTube that is an imposter. And for some reason in like 2020 decided to like skinwalk as me and start posting random meme videos and claim that I made them. And then it was funny for a second, and then it started to get really weird when they started to like skinwalk and pretend to be me. And I remember I asked them to take their stuff down, and they were like, "No, I'm cospayton." So, and I was like, "No, actually, you're not, because that's me, I fear. That's me, I fear. I'm typing this right now. My name's Peyton. You're not cospayton, that's me." I also feel bad because there was somebody who like 5 years after I started using the name cospayton tried to use like, I think it was like cos.payton. And that was like their thing, was they were trying to like use cos.payton, but I was already established enough as cospayton without like any dots in it at the time that they started using that username, and then 6 months later I think realized that they could not use it anymore and changed their username because they were using the cospayton hashtag, and obviously you can't put dots in hashtags, so it was just like my username, it was just cospayton. And it kept being like people using my patterns showing up in the hashtag and then like their posts. And I felt so bad for them because I'm like, you're also a Peyton who cosplays. Like, of course you thought of the name cospayton. Like, it's cute, it's punny, it's fun. I'm so sorry I got to it first. I'm so sorry I got there before you could. My bad. I never spoke to this person. That was the funniest part. We had the same name. I never spoke to them. I also love anybody with the name Peyton. If there's like a video where I mention my name, especially on YouTube Shorts, they'll comment, "My name's Peyton too." I'm like, work. Or somebody the other day got mad at me because they're like, "You said my dead name in your video." And I was like, "Your dead name? You mean my name? I'm sorry that's your dead name, but I'm not going to stop saying it. That's my name." Like, my bad. Sorry that is your dead name. I know it's uncomfortable to hear, but that is my like legal name. That's my legal name. What do you want me to do about it? I just stop referring to myself at all. Somebody's like, "Are you cospayton?" And I'm like, I can't say. I can't say, they won't let me. The Fae stole my name. The Fae stole my name, and now it's just me. Me me. Me 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 me. Okay, yeah, I think a third coat will be all I need for this, which is good. If I had to do a fourth coat, I would go crazy. I'm gonna finish the Y on Ripley, and then I'm gonna move on to the purple for the bloody, which you can barely see on camera right now. That's awesome. And then move back onto white for the rhea at the top. Again. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's all coming together. Now we're getting somewhere. I cannot wait to rock this jacket, man. I can't wait to walk around C2E2 as like a wrestler. Because there are a bunch of people who have said they're cosplaying wrestlers at C2E2. Because there were a lot of wrestling guests at C2E2. Like, nobody from WWE, because WWE does their own meet and greets and stuff. They don't really do the convention circuit. Because they just manage their own stuff and their talent's busy enough. But, like, there's a bunch of, like, indie wrestlers. Like, Joe Hendry's going to be there. We're going to meet Joe Hendry. And it's like, there's a bunch of people who have posted, like, they're going to be cosplaying from wrestling. And I'm like, yes, more of us. More wrestling cosplays at cons. Yes. Thank you. It already looks so cool. Thank you. I blow up into 1 billion little pieces. I do this. The vine boom gets to me. What? Yippee! Yippee! My stupid redeems. The most beautiful thing about stream is that I can just make the most stupidest redeems in the world and everybody has to live with it. Everybody has to live with it. No choice. You come to my stream, you gotta deal with my shenanigans. Sorry. Sorry. Oh no, my sillies. Oh no. Oh no, you have to deal with silly nonsense, like my VTuber wears a hat sometimes. Oh no, what a terrible life. So sad. How will you ever find joy again? Almost done. Almost done, and then I can stand up and wash off my brush and then come back and paint purple. I'm gonna distress this jacket at some point too and like make these look more distressed and aged, which will be fun.
Dirty brown water.
Dirty brown water. Thank you, Kimber, for the hydration check. I am currently drinking... Wait. I put my brush down. I am currently drinking apple juice out of a Millennium Celebration Walt Disney World McDonald's glass. Thank you. Okay, yay. I muted so you didn't have to hear the sounds of me slurping. Because I love my mic, but I found out after I bought it that it's the type of mic that ASM artists will use sometimes. Which means it can be really, really sensitive to certain sounds, including mouth sounds. So anytime I drink, you can hear it on the mic, which is nasty, and nobody needs to hear that. So I mute. I'm going to very quickly wash off my brush and be right back. 2 seconds. I'm not even going to turn on the BRB screen. That's how fast I'm going to be back. Enjoy my poutine pajama pants that you can see just out of frame here. I'll be back. Oh my god, the VTuber looked horrifying while I was gone. Oh, she was like a corpse. Zen girl, you're scaring the people. Okay. We're back. Brush is cleaned off. Booted back into place. I'm laying the jacket out flat again. Time to work on the next section, which is the bloody of Rhea Bloody Ripley. If I can open this. There we go. Okay. I got scared for a second. I was like... Oh, it has that. I will keep that. There we go. Next. It is kind of hard to see. I'm gonna very quickly turn on the light, which means the VTuber is going to die. She will be back, I swear. I just have to turn my light up. There we go. Okay. Now you can see the bloody a little bit better, but it is a little hard to see. Because I am hated. I'm also left-handed, which does not help my case here. Oh my god, the second coat is showing up so vibrantly, though. Oh, thank god. Oh, I got way too much paint on that brush. Oops. Nice thing about this leather paint, this brand that I'm using, Angelus, for the purple, is that like a little bit of paint goes a really, really long way. Which is what you want from paint. Sometimes it feels like you slather paint onto a canvas and it's like it has no pigment to it. So it's nice to paint this and feel like it's actually like doing something. Oh, thank god, Baby No Money's back. One of a kind. Oh, I dipped it in too much paint again. I like can't see inside of this bottle very well, to be fair. Oh, you actually can see the difference on the camera pretty well between what I've painted and what I haven't. Yeah, I think I'm gonna order the same brand of leather paint for all the paints I'm gonna need for the chapel costume, just because I think this paint's really good. Which is a good thing, because I have bought paints in the past and used them and been like, oh, this is hot garbage. And then I'm just screwed. I've spent all this money on paint and the paint sucks. So I'm glad I spent money on this paint and it's good. Bands on bands on bands on bands. Yeah, you really can't see the bloody very well. That's kind of cruel. I'm hated. If I do that, that actually makes it worse. There we go. That's actually vaguely better. Oh, I dipped it in too much paint again. They're gonna send me to jail for that. My poor VTuber is left so neglected when I'm like staring down at my paint. She's like, bedtime. Unless I look up at the people, unless I look up at the camera, and then she's like, good morning. She dies. She wakes. There we go. There we go. I did it again. Every time I dip this paintbrush, I'm like, oh, I've done too much this time. I go, oh, it's over. Oh my god. Oh, my Twitch warriors, please be safe while you have ads. Please be safe and also be brave. And I miss you. I miss you dearly. My Twitch warriors have gone off to war. It's so funny. Whenever I stream, I get like the most intense urge to start playing video games. I don't know if it's because of like the nature of me like being on like the platform of Twitch, but every time I'm like, oh, Marvel Rivals Overwatch, you have to game now. And I have to be like, no, you're working. You have to focus on work. But then I usually like clock in for a shift at the gaming factory after I'm done working on stuff on stream, because then I'm like, well, it's like a reward. It's like a reward for a job well done. I got a good grade in streaming, now I can go game. I should have shook this bottle probably before I opened it up, huh? Oopsies. Oopsies, too late now. I love how much faster the Bloody goes than the Ripley, because they're not as crazy as the Ripley. Rhea, Bloody, Ripley. I'm also like constantly paranoid that this bottle is just gonna fall over and spill all over my jacket, and then I'm just screwed. I'm like, no, don't think about that. 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 God, I also want to play games so bad. Kimber, after the stream, play games with me. I just stop painting and I just start playing Marvel Rivals. I'm like, oh, I know I'm halfway through it, guys, but I'm actually done now. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually bored. I'm actually bored. Moving on. That would be really funny if I just did that. Like, I know I promised you all work, but gamer time. Being a gamer, it calls to me. I can't deny my truth. Like those Animorph books, but instead of like anamorphing into an animal, I just anamorph like into a gamer. By day, a professional cosplayer. By night, a gamer. I don't know if I can. I have D&D in an hour and a half. Heartbreak. I forgot it's Thursday. That is true. I will think fondly of you instead. I will think fondly of you in my heart. Forever. No gaming, only fond thoughts. I get scared. In the middle of painting, I just get scared. Okay, I joked about those times where I dipped my paintbrush in too much paint, but that's kind of actually the way you have to do this. I lied. This purple is gonna look so good once I outline it in white. Because that's what the actual jacket has on it, is the bloody is outlined in like a white outline. So I'm gonna get like a paint pen and do that. And I think that's really gonna bring this together, because right now I feel like it sort of blends in a bit with the black. But once it's got that white outline, you cannot deny that there is a like purple there. need a human's touch, but I always find it kind of funny. I once had somebody ask me a question, and they were like, Peyton, you're a professional cosplayer, but you, like, don't cosplay things that are mainstream. Why? And it's like, technically, I don't make money from wearing my costumes. That's not where, like, I make good costumes and I look good in them if I am allowed to say that myself. If I'm allowed to toot my own horn. But I don't make money by looking cute, essentially. Nobody really cares what I cosplay. They care about what patterns I make so they can cosplay. So I get this kind of, like, level of freedom when it comes to what I cosplay, where I can kind of do what I want. Because it's like, I don't have to worry about, like, what if the algorithm doesn't like this? Because, like, I just need the algorithm to like my patterns. That's all that matters. And I'll pattern things that are popular. But at the same time, I don't pattern... Sometimes I will forego unpatterning, like, whatever is the most popular thing in the moment because I don't have, like, a love or passion for it. I try to pattern things that, like, interest me to some degree. I don't want to, like, make patterns for the sake of making patterns. For things that I think will make money versus things that I actually want to pattern. Because I think you can tell. I think you can tell when my heart's not in it, and it just feels kind of hollow. So I'm like, I'll put my heart into it, and we'll make something cool. We'll make something that looks good and feels good, and that I'm proud of. And then when I do that, it turns out better for everybody. Me, you, Joe down on the street. Everybody is happy. And in the meantime, I will wear my silly costumes. I will make and wear silly cosplays that are not in any way mainstream. But they're fun for me. Me when I still cosplay Steven Universe sometimes, and it's, like, completely dead around here at cons and stuff. Oh my god. I feel like we almost had a moment there where a Steven Universe resurgence could have happened, and then it sort of fizzled out a little bit. Same with, like, Homestuck and stuff. Like, it feels like there's been a couple chances where, like, old fandoms have almost had their, like, day in the sun again, and then something has happened that's just sort of killed them. It feels crazy to call Steven Universe an old fandom, but to be fair, its peak was, like, a decade ago. I got into it in high school, and you've been out of high school for what, like 40 years? How old are you? Like 87, Kimber? You graduated in 2017. Good lord. 8 years ago. Alright, man. Listen. If I can't lovingly poke fun at you, what can I do on stream? Listen, someday somebody will hear the fact that I graduated from high school in 2019 and they'll call me old. And that'll be the day that I shrivel up into a little ball. I shrivel up into the tiniest ball in the world. And they put me in a retirement home. That'll be my day. My claim to fame is that I graduated high school. I graduated high school. Essentially went to college for the entire time during COVID, and then was able to get out of college right around the time where I was able to have an in-person graduation. Like, everybody who graduated my college the year before me had to have an online graduation, but then my year, we were the first in-person graduation back. So I got to have an in-person high school graduation and an in-person college graduation. I was lucky. I was lucky. Meanwhile, Peter famously had like a drive-by college graduation, like not college, high school graduation, like in his car or something. I don't know. The 1 year difference. All right. Bloody is done. Rhea is done. Bloody is done. I'm going to quickly wash off my brush. Oh no, Ripley is done. Bloody is done. I'm going to quickly wash off my brush and we'll come back for the Rhea. I will be right back. Oh my god, the way she stares. Where'd my brush go? Okay, bye. Oh, she died. Oh, she died. It looks so cool. Thank you. I'm very excited because after this I get to add like a bunch of like random purple dots and then also like some distressing to it too. And that'll be really fun. I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm going to put that right there. I also keep having like this moment of wondering once this jacket is done, like once this vest is done, if it's going to end up in like my normal rotation of clothes. Because sometimes there are cosplay pieces that are like close enough to real life clothes that I really like that sometimes end up in my regular rotation of clothes. Like if anybody's familiar with Be More Chill out there. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind, we're so back. Or are we? Okay, sorry. I had to sneeze there. If anyone's familiar with Be More Chill, I made Michael Mel's hoodie back in like 2019. I got like most of the way through getting all of like the stage accurate to the Broadway production patches and stuff on it and like the backing and everything. And then I would just wear it to college. I'd be like, well, I did all the work. I'm not really wearing him to conventions. Let him come apart. Let him become a part of the Peyton wardrobe. And he did. He sits in my closet now because I'm a little hesitant about wearing him because I get scared of damaging him. But, like, quite literally, he's a hoodie with a bunch of patches on him. I did that so often with my Soul Evans from Soul Eater jacket. I love that thing and would wear it often. See? There's something kind of beautiful about having, like, a cosplay piece that you love enough that it just becomes part of your wardrobe. Let's pick it up now. No, I remember like when I got into anime when I was like a wee lad. Like I'm talking pre-middle school here. I would find like I would make myself like outfits inspired by my favorite anime characters, and then I would wear them to public school. I very specifically remember when I was like 11, I cosplayed Shell from Portal, and I remember taking the pieces of my Halloween costume of Shell from Portal and wearing them to school. And people couldn't stop me. They had no idea what the hell I was talking about because I was 11, and why was I talking about Portal? The other 11-year-olds were like, you know, talking about One Direction. We come full circle. We come all the way back to One Direction. And I was like, when I was 11, my imaginary friend was Wheatley from Portal. That was the kind of kid I was. Somebody should have known that I, like, had autism. When I would print off my favorite DeviantArt fan art of the humanized version of GLaDOS from Portal. And I'd print off a stack of like 20 of my favorite DeviantArt arts of human GLaDOS. And I would bring them to school in like a stack. And I would put them in my desk. And I was 11. I was like a wee lad. I was a boy. I was just a boy. And I would do this. And everybody was just like, Peyton's so quirky. Like, and you didn't... Nobody thought that this was like a strange thing for a child my age to be doing. Everybody was just like, yeah, Peyton's a little weird, whatever. Anyways, we're gonna move on. To reply, maybe for you, though I could accommodate. Oh, Sabrina Carpenter. I thought about switching to royalty-free music so that the people on YouTube could hear my music as well. But unfortunately, I am too dedicated to listening to like my copyrighted Spotify music while I stream. Unfortunately, Twitch gets one distinct benefit of watching live, and that's my beautiful eclectic music taste. Who's yelling upstairs? Takes my headphone off one of my ears. Eavesdrops. Oh, hey, busy woman. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Ooh, they're cracking open cans upstairs. Okay. Having a drink party. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous at all. I actually should take a sip of my apple juice. Dirty brown water. Don't worry, I like the co-working vibe. I'm glad. No music needed. I'm glad you like it. It also makes it easier when I go back to like stream, because sometimes I'll take like clips from stream and I'll edit them and I'll post them to like TikTok. It's easier when there's no music, obviously. But I personally love my eclectic music mix. I need it. Nobody else needs it, but I do. Oh my god, that was a thin line. Whoa. It's so funny. This is going so much slower than the bloody, just because there's so much more detail on, like, the R for rhea. And it's so much bigger. I literally can see a piece of cat hair on top of the B for the bloody, and I don't want to touch it because I don't want to smudge the paint. But I'm like, oh my god, my stupid cat. I love him. I love him. If I call him stupid out loud too many times, he'll like come here and he'll start biting my ankles. So I have to be nice. I love him. Eric, if you're out there, I love you. I promise. My cat is scary. Most recently, this is my most recent Eric story because I love to tell Eric stories. I woke up last night and it's like 6 in the morning. No, not even. It was earlier than that. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning. No way, I was awake that late last night. It was the other night. It was one of those nights where I was like asleep at that hour. And I wake up because I feel like there's something watching me, which is the most terrifying thing to wake up to. Like, oh my god. Um, and I like crack open my eyes because I'm like, weird feeling to have when you wake up. Like, I want to make sure everything's okay. I'm instantly feeling like on edge. And I open my eyes, and my cat is standing over top of me, like staring at me. Like he's not like standing on my chest, but he's like standing next to me and just staring down at me like I could not tell what he wanted. Genuinely. I like no clue what this little guy wanted. I think he just wanted to stare at me. Cuz sometimes he'll like wake me up in the middle of the night if like sometimes he'll get like hungry and he'll like start demanding food in the middle of the night, which he knows when he gets fed every day. He's like on a routine. He's just also a drama queen. But genuinely last night he like I think he just wanted to stare at me, which was so scary. Good morning, Eric. This is what I get for giving my cat a human name. I did not give him this name. This is what Peter gets for giving our cat a human name. Now he's like haunted with the vibes of like a sad, needy Victorian boy. Not like the soul of a Victorian boy, but the vibes of one. Pure vibes. Ugh. Ew. There we go. The R in rhea is now done. That's right. 3 more letters to go. There we go. Oh my god. Wow. I felt like really out of vibe tracing the entire R, and then I went and like started doing something different with the H, and immediately was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Sometimes you just hold the paintbrush a little bit wrong, and it feels bad. Didn't make my painting technique any worse. I just felt bad. I was like, this feels wrong. This, however, feels right. Even if my left hand constantly covers what I'm working on. Haunting. I'm a lefty and I'm scared of right-handed people. I'm 17 and afraid of Sabrina Carpenter. Did anybody else see that post? Where it's like, I'm 17 and I'm afraid of Sabrina Carpenter. It's so funny. Because, like, she makes songs about, like, having a healthy relationship, like, with her body. And somebody's like, I'm 17 and afraid of Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, no. You will hate the real world. Run around the dance floor. Here we go. Seeing the pattern, but I can only send one message on IG. That's okay. That's okay. I can't check my phone right now because I'm live on stream, but I think it's just one of those, like, I have to approve that you're allowed to send me messages for, like, spam reasons. So, that's all good. I will check my phone after stream. Thank you. Oh, I got invited to my first influencer event the other day. I just posted my video about it on Instagram and TikTok. Because, you know, you get, like, obligated to do these things when you get invited to these events. You have to, like, post a video about it. But it was really, really cool. It was for the, Hulu / Disney Plus movie, Odessa, which is, like, a rock opera. Oh God, Lord. Excuse me. Burp. Burp moment. And they made us go to this place called Planet Splatter, which is like a neon paint experience. They call it like a neon blacklight paint, like immersive playground. And that is the best way I could describe it. Because like we were put into this like black room with a bunch of blacklight. They made us put on plastic boot covers, plastic ponchos, and a face shield. And the poncho had a hood too. So essentially there was like none of our like skin or clothes showing. And then they sent us in here with a bunch of paint in squirt bottles, water balloons, water guns, and paint palettes, and our instructions were just to spray each other, spray the walls, spray the floor, throw the water balloons at the walls, throw the water balloons at each other, and like essentially make a mess. There was one spot which was literally a dunk tank where you could sit on a chair and somebody else could hit a target and it would pour a bucket of paint on your head. Like neon blacklight reactive paint. And Peter was brave enough that he was like, I'll do it. And so I got to dunk an entire bucket of paint on Peter. And I was like scared going in because I don't like getting messy. I am like a magnet for paint. I already have a bunch of paint on my hands. But like I don't like getting messy and I don't like getting wet while I'm wearing clothes. So I was like scared. I was worried that something was going to happen and I was going to get like wet through my clothes and I was going to have like wet socks or like a wet bra and it was going to be a sensory nightmare. And then I was going to have to like pretend to enjoy myself because I got invited here for free. But I actually had so much fun. It was crazy because like they obviously have been doing this for a while, so they've got like to a science down how to like keep yourself clean. And they also use paint that like is non-toxic and washes off really easily. So I didn't even really get paint on me, but except for like my hands and like my forearms, but even if I did, I would be able to wash it off. But we just like had fun. We didn't know anybody else there going into it. I still really don't know anybody. I didn't really talk to too many people because we didn't really have a chance to like mix and mingle much. But it was so funny because like once we all got into like the immersive like paint playground space, all bets were off. All bets were off. Everybody was like, I would be standing there like talking to Peter and a random stranger would just like spray me in the back with like a water gun full of paint. Like all bets were off. We were all spraying each other. We were all spraying strangers. At one point there was one guy who was going to get dunked, and then after he got dunked, he wanted as many people as possible to like spray him with like paint. So we joined in and we had like 6 or 7 people like coating this poor guy in paint. It was fun. It was very, very fun. And then we got to do, beforehand, we got to also do like a neon paint class, which was super fun. And it was so funny because they were like, oh, how was the drive? Like, did you get caught in rush hour traffic? And we were like, oh no, we left our house at like 1:30 and this event started at like 6:30. And they were like, what? We were like, yeah, we drove here from 3 hours away. And they were like, what? We thought you were local. And I was like, yeah, we are. We are. We're from 3 hours away. They're like, that's not local. I'm like, I don't know. It is to me. It is to me. That may not sound local to you, but it's local enough to me that we are willing to commute to do fun things. And that's why I tell people I'm from Toronto, because I don't want anybody to ever think, oh, you're not from Toronto, so you don't want to do fun Toronto things. No, I do. I will come to your fun Toronto thing. Invite me and I will come. I will get in the car. I won't drive. I don't drive, but I will get in the car or I will get on the train and I will make my way there. Mark my words. Chris on YouTube, I have no clue what you're saying, man. All the love in the world to you. What? I do not understand what you're saying. Can you elaborate, please? E, 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 e. But yeah, it was very fun. And they sent us home with like a goodie bag. And they got like a company in Toronto to make them custom chocolate bars. And they were salted dark chocolate with toffee and Oreo and pretzel. And we ate them last night. And let me tell you, I am like distraught that I ate my whole chocolate bar because it was so good that I'm like sad that I don't have more of it to enjoy now. It was so good, man. It was so good. I'm such a lover of sweets, and a lot of times sweets don't like me back because a lot of them have lactose in them. But this one liked me, even if I had a stomachache later. Shh. Squished Zen. Thank you, Kimber. It's not a stream unless Kimber pulls out the squished Zen emote. Beep, 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 beep. I love her dearly. She is precious to me. I think once I'm allowed to make YouTube memberships, people on YouTube can get the same emotes that the people on Twitch can. And I hope if anybody decides to join my YouTube membership, they enjoy Squished Zen, because she's very, very important to me. She's precious to me. She's like a darling to me. There we go. We're almost done. It always feels like this goes so long, and then all of a sudden I'm like at the last letter, and I'm like, what? Second to last letter now. It's because I'm in this chair and you felt sorry for me. Okay, there we go. Beep 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 beep. There we go. Yeah, people underestimate my ability to be down to clown. People underestimate my ability to like do anything. They'll always be like, Peyton, I didn't think you'd want to do this. I'm like, I would. I would do this for you. Boo! Tomato, tomato, tomato. Boo! Not a nasty bot man on stream. Thank you, Kimber. I just boo loud enough. I boo loud enough and Kimber takes care of it. My knight. My knight who care me. Yeah, I'm down to clown. I'm down to do like anything. And people are always like, Peyton, I didn't think you'd want to do that. I do. I always do. I always want to do silly things. I always want to like be a part of your cosplay group. Like, yes, invite me to these things. You probably don't think I'm down to clown because you never invite me, so you don't know that I'm down to clown. I'm so down to clown that somebody asked me if I wanted to cosplay the Joker, and I said yes. That's if I wanted to cosplay if I wanted to make and cosplay my own original design of Western Joker, and I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, I do. I never would have done that in any other situation. I would not do it if I was like not in a cosplay group, but because I got asked, yeah, I do. Specifically because you asked me and you want me to be down to clown? Yeah, I'm down to clown. Western Joker is awesome. He's going great. I need to buy a wig for him and style it, and buy a cowboy hat for him. And then once I have both of those things, he is done. But I feel like I want to do a makeup test for him. I'm just like scared. I'm scared that I'm going to like wake up on the con day and like put on Joker makeup and then hate how I look. So I'm like, I need to do a makeup test. Especially with white face paint. I'm like, I can't. I'm used to cosplaying Harley. I'm not used to cosplaying the Joker. I can do Harley's white face paint, but the Joker is new to me. So I'm like, I should do a makeup test. I think next time I work on a cosplay on stream, I might work on Joker a little bit because he has some painting I need to do on him too. If I determine I want to paint, which I think I do because I think I like the look of that better. Okay, 3 letters down, 1 to go. The final A. The A of rhea. Always makeup tests because you never know. Sometimes it looks weird and you gotta tweak it, literally. I keep thinking maybe I'd do makeup tests on stream, but then I'm like, if the makeup turns out bad and I feel like not confident in myself, everybody on stream has to witness that? Ew. Ew, everybody on stream has to witness me looking stupid. But I don't know. I do think I'm gonna someday do like a photo shoot of Anne Boleyn, and I want to stream when I do that. I want to stream like my prep of like getting into makeup and stuff. Not getting into cosplay because that involves me being naked. No. Nobody needs to see that. But yes. Yes, I say. Yes, I would like to like blah blah blah. Stream like me getting into makeup and stuff and yapping while I do so. Because I think it's fun. It's funny, I have a lot easier time yapping when I'm like doing something like this and I'm like painting than I do when I'm patterning. I think as patterning takes like a little bit more brain power. I sometimes feel like I have a hard time like leading a conversation. But painting it's kind of mindless, so I can just kind of like open my mouth and just let the words come out and not think much about it, which is nice. It is nice to yap. I feel like I should start doing themed streams and like pick a topic to chat about and then talk about it. Because I loved the ranking and reviewing hot takes stream. That was really, really fun. But at the same time, I'm so prone to going off topic that I don't know if I could do a whole stream where I stay on one topic. I feel like I'd go on 3 billion tangents. I go on tangents just sitting here. Oh, good luck, babe. Save me. Save me, good luck, babe. I don't want to call it love. You don't call it love. There we go. I love that the A does not want to sit flat. So I have to like hold it down. I'm like, please work with me here. There we go. Little bit of a flick right here I want to give. There we go. Flick, 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 flick. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. Almost there. Um, I made a post on like threads, like Instagram's Twitter. Don't laugh at me. Hear me out here. Don't laugh at me. Um, about like, it was just like an offhanded like rambling in my brain about how one of my like biggest goals in life is I someday want to get to 100,000 YouTube subscribers because I want that 100,000 subscriber plaque more than anything. I could get 100,000 subscribers and stop right there and I'd be happy. Like, a million would be crazy, but that's so out of the realm of possibility that it feels impossible. But I would love to get to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Specifically to get that plaque because it has been like a lifelong dream of mine. I've grown up with YouTubers. I've like celebrated when YouTubers have like gotten their like 100,000 subscriber plaque and it's like such a huge milestone for them that I've always like wanted one. I want to like have one on my wall and know that like I did that. Um and so I just like randomly like made a threads post about that because I was thinking about it. And I go to check the replies because I've noticed it started to get like a lot of likes and replies. And it's because the YouTube creators account replied to it, like the official YouTube like threads account for creators. That's like all about creator support. And they were like hyping me up. And I was like, you guys. And it was so funny because that was like, I don't know, it felt very validating to like have the official YouTube account be like, you can do it. I'm like, can I? Do you really believe it, YouTube? Do you believe in me, YouTube? Oh, everybody step back. I need some twirling room. My song's on. It was so sweet. I don't know. I didn't expect it. Meanwhile, I'd post about like, I hope someday I get this many likes on an Instagram post and like Mark Zuckerberg himself would like spit on me. Mark Zuckerberg don't care. Mark Zuckerberg hates me, actually. Like, Mark Zuckerberg personally knows me because he hates me. Could you imagine? Could you imagine just, like, your number one hater being Mark Zuckerberg? I'd cry. I'd start crying, actually. Mark Zuckerberg just scares me, like, on a baseline. I think because he's a billionaire, but also because he's a little... He looks like he has no soul to him, like most billionaires do. That's my problem with him. Okay. That is the second coat. That is the second coat. Let me put my cap on. Look at that. The camera does not want to pick it up properly. But it looks good. Yay! Look at that. The bloody is looking a lot better now. It's so hard to tell on this lighting unless I like put my hand in just the right spot. It's like hard to see. But it's a lot more clear than it was. Oh, my VTuber. Oh, she died. Oh, she passed away? Oh. Oh. Yay! What a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. Look at her. She's cute. I have to move her somewhere to dry, but I'll do that when stream's over. Wonderful. Good achievement. Good work today. Got the studs on, got another layer painted. Boom. Before you know it, it'll be done. It'll be done. There still are some more studs that need to be added. I have studs marked off to like be added around here, around like the shoulders. And then I think, yes, this side. I think I'm gonna paint something. You kind of can't see it actually. There's this big space right here that I think I'm gonna paint Back for Blood on. Because that's what her jacket says as well. But I don't have the templates for that done, so I'm not even gonna try and like tackle that today. That's gonna be like a next stream thing. But look at us. Look at us. Look at us go. Yay! Yay! I blow up into 1 billion pieces, and then everybody has to pick me up. Sorry, I just got distracted by Zen's cowboy hat again. It's so cute. It's so cute. Let me... Me. Hi. Yippee! Thank you for the yippee, Kimber. Thank you, Kimber, for the yippee. I think that calls it for us. 2.5 hours. Wow. What? What do you mean it's been 2.5 hours? I feel like I just started streaming. I'm like, oh wow, a short stream. Oh no. But it's been 2.5 hours. That's crazy. Scary. I'm gonna go put this away and then probably do what I said earlier and play video games. Thank you everybody for coming. I much appreciate it. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Blah blah blah, I say. Blah blah blah. Thank you guys. I will be back on Monday at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. EST. So if you're in another time zone, it's not 3 p.m. But it's 3 p.m. EST. No, thank you. Thank you. Let me... Wait, I haven't said goodbye yet. Wait.
Jesus Christ, what is that? What is that?
I don't know.
Alex, grab it. Grab it.
I'm not gonna grab that. You grab it.
Get it down!
Hello, thank you for watching. 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 Thank you. I've done my due diligence. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I will see you on Monday. And if I don't see you on Monday, thank you for coming today. Yay! Bye!